Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's time for Clash of Wills. We're doing the Hare of Unknown Origin. It's a beast demon, weak to fire, dark, and ice. It does fire and dark damage itself. It heals itself after certain thresholds and intervals, and potentially removes your allies from the fight if you do not play with his mechanics nicely. So we're going to show you how I did that. As you can see, I do have a rank 1 score. I'm going to show you the team that we used to get it. And then hopefully with a little bit of luck and variance on your side, good fortune, it is Lunar New Year, then maybe you too can get a rank 1 clear. So we've got Chow here for cover and stat buffs and morale fill. Sylvie also does a lot of morale fill and resistance buffs. Demon Killer, LB fill, lots of good stuff from Sylvie. We've got Roberta here for fire support, mirage stacks, modifier boost, chaining. She does a lot of cool things for the party. Chizuru does beast killer, mirage stacks, and then also just does damage. Tsukiko does damage as well as the big fire and peril field, and then some stat buff removal or debuff removal and things like that for the party. Very useful. And then Cleome, she's here for damage. Technically in this team she does do the most damage. She also does the big killer buff for our big burst. She also does big stat or big resistance and buffs. So she does do some things for your party. Is she the best unit ever? Probably not. And I do have all the fire support units on this team. They all kind of like cover each other's weaknesses. And so they're going to work together and provide us with a nice blanket of fire support. Okay. Chow's going to go first and use Guard Dog, Loyal, and True to fill morale. Sylvie is going to Elemental Vines, Elemental Petals, and Burgeoning Defense for morale, fill, and survivability. Roberta is going to Roar. She's going to Emissary of Demise, and she's also going to Inferno Breath. That's a big on-demand fire amplify. Well, big, it's 45%, better than some people have. Chizuru is going to Eastern, Strong, and Focus Strength for Mirage stacks. Very important on turn 1 to have that. Tsukiko is going to Omamori. She's going to Fire Consecration, and then Purging Mandala Fire. Lots of morale fill. And then our Cleome is going to Blood Red Performance for a personal 60% fire amp, and then Gallant Crescendo twice. Just doing a little bit of damage, and then this also seals the boss, so we don't get ejected from the fight. Mirage stacks, Guts, people are coming back, Sylvie's countering, Chow's countering. We've got re-raise now. Pretty cool. Let all the auto casting finish. Chow is going to just fill morale 3 times with his skills. Sylvie's going to do the same thing. And Roberta is going to downshift and use her base LB for a nice limit burst damage buff for the party. Now, what we're going to do here is Cleome is going to use Slayer's Symphony and 2 Gallant Crescendos. Tsukiko is going to use Quicksand and Firestorm twice to unlock her big fire skill, and Chizuru is going to Beast Pulverizer. Now I know that Cleome's is a bigger AoE Beast Killer buff, but Chizuru is going to get the nice big buff for herself doing the doing that attack. So that's gonna buff her up, and we're gonna chain and do hopefully between 4 and 5% damage. We did 5. Awesome. Variance is with us. Oh, Chow's even countering? What? Alright, turn 3. Chow's going to go ahead and fill morale. Doing Chow things. Sylvie is going to shift, and she's going to give Demon Killer to Cleome, And then morale fill twice. Roberta is going to roar. Support from the skies for Mirage stacks and Mega Breath to unlock Quadcast. Chizuru is going to shift and use Tyva's Spirit. And Tsukiko is going to use Cherished Gift. Now this is from the special Ayaka Vision card that lets you magic boost all the way with one action. So it's pretty cool. And then Cleome's going to use Gallant Crescendo and Scarlet Sharp Note. That way we do a little bit of damage. I guess actually, no. Yeah. We're going to do Gallant Crescendo twice and then Scarlet Sharp Note. We don't want to burn up that magic store that she gets on a Gallant Crescendo. We're going to save that for her LB. All right, 93% health. That's a nice place to be for us to just burst really hard here on turn 4. We got full morale. It's looking good. All right, we're going to start with Leaping Love from Sylvie. Great. We're going to now use our attack and magic buff. We can use our defense and spirit buff too. Why not? And then Roberta is going to quad Mystic Breath. Nope, not Inferno. Quad Mystic Breath. Chain with Cleome. Chain with Chizuru. And then Tsukiko is going to weave together with Blazing Karmic. I've seen between 2.3 and 2.9 billion damage, so there's obviously a lot of variance. It is what it is. We're going to send Roberta first. She's going to build the chain to about 15, 20 hits, and then send everybody else. So let's see this thing. Okay, so we hit the damage cap, or the threshold. So the boss locked HP. My experience has shown that if you hit the HP lock, you're good. You've done the damage cap, so I'm not even worried about it. We're gonna go ahead and do Guard Dog, and then re-raise on Sylvie, re-raise on Chao. But I'm curious to see how much damage we did. Like I said, I've seen 2.9 be the best. We did 2.7. Okay, a little bit low. We still got it. Sylvie dies, Sylvie comes back. Okay, from here we're just going to try and hang out a little bit. We do need to do a little bit of damage, so we will. We're going to do the attack and magic buff. Chao's going to just heal up, and then buff Sylvie. Sylvie's going to buff us with defense for more Mirage stacks, Vines and Petals, or, you know, buffaroonies. And then our Roberta is going to go ahead and redo the, she's going to redo the Inferno Breath. She's also going to use Mystic Breath, and just to do a little bit of damage. And then she's also going to use a Rousing Roar. We did a little bit of damage. That's all we wanted. Chizuru is going to use Devastating Samurai Slash. Very nice. Tsukiko is going to use Quicksand and Firestorm twice to unlock her skill. We're looking great. And then Cleome is going to use Gallant Crescendo twice, and then Prodigious Protection. That's going to keep Chao alive for the next couple of turns. We don't want to do too much damage. We want to stick right at like 52, 51% health. If we go below 50, the boss starts healing, and we don't want that. We got 2 more turns to get through too. Chao's going to go ahead and do Loyal, Guardian, and Focused Inspiration. Roberta's going to LB. Chizuru is in the base form now. She's going to Strong, Eastern, and Staunch. We're going to go to the base form with Tsukiko, and she's going to Omamori, Purification, and Fire. And Cleome is just going to use Blood Red Performance. Sylvie is just going to we'll go ahead and use these skills. You know, it's fun to use our skills. We're going to get them back in just a minute anyway. Sylvie is going to Demon Killer herself, and then she's going to use Clever twice to fill LB gauges. Okay, and that's also going to seal the boss because she's imbued with fire. There we are. This is where this is where you're going to get yourself in trouble. If you do too much damage on turn 7, the boss is going to heal, and then you're going to like be totally screwed up for the rest of the fight. Unless you can do that much damage, unless you're prepared to do, you know, 63% damage to the boss in the next 3 turns, then you're not going to win this fight. So we're going to try and take our time and make sure we do this right. Cleome is going to use her LB. That's the most dangerous skill, and we're good. So we didn't do too much damage. We're doing great. Chizuru is going to go ahead and Beast Pulverizer. Go ahead and use our buff. I don't want to do too much, but I want to make sure she's doing enough damage to really do some good things for us. Beast Pulverizer. It does not get any better than that. Okay, that's fantastic, because Roberta's most likely not going to do that much with her Mega Breath, so we'll do Mega, Inferno, and then Triune. That's going to fill up LB gauge for Cleome. Perfect. All right, 51%. Cherished Gift, Leaping Love. And Chow is just going to attack. That's going to fill up LB gauge for Cleome, just to get us as close as we can, because we're going to be doing a burst here on turn 7. Or on turn 9. We're gone. We're sealed. We're skipping turn 7. We're skipping turn 8. We're back on turn 9. And now we're in prime position to do a nice burst of damage here on turn 9. Okay, very good. We're all buffed up. And Sylvie is going to use Demon Killer on Cleome again, and then Clever Paladin Strikes to fill the LB gauges for anybody who needs it. At this point, really, Cleome is the only person who needs it. Before we do that, Chow's going to use his base LB to put up some Mirage for the party, do Omni Cover. Yeah, he's going to die. It is what it is. But, you know, good boy, Chow. Let's go ahead and see Sylvie fill up everybody. Chow's about halfway full as well, so we're in good shape. We're going to do the same burst. Just no Tyva's Spirit this time. And our goal is to land about 20, 21, 22% health. That's our aim. All right, but the same thing. We're just going to send Roberta and then everybody else at about 15 or 20 hits. So wish us luck. %, not bad. Boss is going to heal 10%, so we're going to be at 29% health. Look at that. Perfect. So we have to do, you know, 29% health here on turn 10. If we don't do it here, we're not gonna be clearing this fight. If you go past turn 10, you don't get a perfect score. So we've got a couple good things going for us. Sylvie can fill LB gauge for Cleome, and then use defense and offense to fill the gauge for Chow and Chizuru a little bit. Why do I say Chow? Because Chow now has enough LB gauge to use Guardian's Holy Flame on Chizuru, which is going to fill her LB gauge, right? It's going to fill her LB gauge. It's going to give her some fire and light boost as well, but that's basically there just to fill up her LB gauge. And now we can just repeat the same thing. The difference is Tsukiko has to use Firestorm. It is what it is. So we're going to quad. We're going to LB. We're going to LB. And we're going to do the same chain and hopefully do 29% health. I've seen, this is where it gets really, really annoying. I've seen this land at 1% health left, 2% health left, 4% health left. There's just, you know, variance in RNG. So here we go. There we go. Got it. Perfect run. The key to this is to try and get as close to 51% as you can. That way you can hit as hard as you can on turn 9. It doesn't heal as much, and then you can push really, really hard again on turn 10. There's a perfect score with the ultimate fire team. Oh gosh, let's check the damage out. Okay, so yeah, Cleome, she out damaged Chizuru. She did always get the Demon Killer buff from Sylvie, the big buff. Chizuru has the Beast Killer buff that she gives herself, which is, you know, but still, Cleome is doing the damage. Obviously, she's carrying the fight, and there you go. Tsukiko, she helps. Roberta helps. Sylvie even does a little bit of damage, but Cleome does all the damage in this particular clear. Does that make her a good unit? I don't think so, but I did want to use her since I got her. I'll go ahead and show you the gear as well. I do not want any of these things, so I'm going to go ahead and skip it. And I'll show you the gear that we have going on. Go ahead and turn on these mods again, just so you can see the full effect. So here's Chao. Chao's wearing a lot of resistance. So with this, I end up getting 365 fire and 355 dark. You know, lots of gear. Got the Blizzard Orb for countering. We've got just some nice stuff here. Very similar to what Sinzar put together, but I'm missing a few things that Sinzar doesn't have, or Sinzar has. Wearing Sylvie's vision card. Never used the shift form at all, so I'm not even going to show you. Sylvie, again, has a Source of Guts, has a Blizzard Orb. The counters did help. She's wearing 2 weapons for her own vision card to fill morale. And then she's just got a bunch of LB fill and whatever. Cool. Same build, both forms. Sylvie. Roberta. So we started in the shift form with the Empress Rod, the Treasure Memorial Ring, Galbana Lilies, you know, just some automatic filling stuff. But the base form is where she spent most of the fight. And I went with a two weapon build. If you can manage to put together a single wield build, giving her a katana, if you happen to have 2 of Cleome's katana, for example, like I do, and can also work out the killers, more power to you. But I don't have it. So in fact, even with 2 weapons, she's still only got 250 beast and 300 demon. She's wearing this vision card just for demon killer. That's the main thing she's got going on there. And she's not the main contributed damage, so it doesn't really matter that much, but yeah. Chizuru in the base form has no weapon to make sure that she doesn't do too much damage on the turns where she needs to do damage. You could give her a weapon if you needed to do a little bit more damage, but I was really scared about doing too much damage on that one turn where she does Devastating Samurai Slash, and then Beast Killer the next turn. So I don't want to do too much damage in that phase. Landing at 51% was perfect. That's right where we wanted to be. Otherwise, she's just got some stuff. All right. Type of Spirit doesn't matter in this form because she wears it in this form. That's where she does most of her damage. And there she is. And I've got Esther's vision card just again for killers. She caps out on all the relevant stuff. 400%, 300, 300, 325. Chizuru doing Chizuru things. Tsukiko in the base form has her own has the Ayaka rod for morale fill, and then just some other morale filling stuff. There we go. Bahamut's energy, just make sure she has orbs on hand all the time. Did not use magic boost because we have this vision card with magic boost on it. It's better. And then shift form, just, you know, magic, evocation, LB. Doesn't even need LB, but she's got it. And there you go. Then Cleome. I did not use the base form at all. Here's her shift form, so I have her geared with her katana, and then I leaned into all of the clash gear for her. And she's got chain speed, she's got LB fill, because that's important. LB fill, need to make sure she gets her LB when she has it. Wisdom of Hess, not that important. Hateful Agent helps her with some stats. She's wearing her own vision card. And she caps out nicely. True double hand magic, beast killer, demon killer, LB damage, which is how she does all of her damage. And there you go. So I do hope that's useful to you. You know, like I said, this particular clear was very, very RNG, but getting yourself to that 51% really helps. That way you can push really hard on turn 9 and hopefully have enough left over to push again on turn 10 and do enough damage to kill the boss. Hopefully that helps you. If you've got questions about substitutions or ideas, you know, I have run a couple different teams with this fire setup. And I found that this one worked the best for me, just with the right combination of stuff, especially in terms of, you know, Roberta doing her thing, Tsukiko doing her thing, and Cleome doing her thing. All the fire support is covered. I would love to have a better Imperil. I would love to have a better Amplify. I would love to have a better AoE Amplify. It is what it is. That's what we've got. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out and tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.